I'm aware of who Swalwell is. I know a lot of people are. He's the guy who famously, I believe he broke wind while on MSNBC. Was that the story?
That's the story.
Yeah, it was loud. It almost sounds fake, but
we will pull this up. And then MSNBC, I believe, claimed that it was a mug moving across a desk, which is just literally not true. And he got roasted by everybody. But anyway, I digress. This was 5 years ago. He was on the House Intelligence Committee. Mm-hmm. And can you give us a little background of like what this guy's involved with and why this is so important? Like this story is so big.
Yeah, and so years ago, one of the most the things that Eric Swalwell was most famous for was dating a chick named Fang Fang or Fong Fong, whatever you want to say, who ended up being a Chinese spy. He dated her for a long time, and it was finally outed. It got the only good thing that Kevin McCarthy ever did was kick Swalwell off of the Intelligence Committee. But the problem is now he's still on the Homeland Security Committee, which is a problem, which means he's got a clearance. That means he's getting confidential information. And all it takes for him to start spouting off to random people that he just met, he didn't know these lobbyists' names. They had to tell him their names when he first met them, and it took maybe 10 minutes for him to start divulging information about him trying to cheat on his wife.
So just real quick for some irreverent context, this is Eric Swalwell. Can we pull this one up?
Taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help them cheat an election. And the complaint that I've heard from Republicans...
You heard him pause.
He moved back. He sat back and paused.
This was a big story because he was on the Intelligence Committee talking about Trump, the Ukraine scandal, and Trump's impeachment. This was... I'm pulling this up because, look, with all due respect, this was one of his most notable moments. I'm not... but it's true. It is funny, and people make fun of him for it, but most people don't know who this guy is or why it matters. Here he is on MSNBC accusing Donald Trump of cheating or trying to by soliciting support from the Ukrainians that resulted in his impeachment.
Taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help them cheat an election. And the complaint that I've heard from Republicans, taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help them cheat an election.
Okay, that guy farted on TV.
I mean, look, he paused.
He paused and sat back.
So give us some examples of like what was he saying he wanted to do, had done? He's admitting to abusing power.
Admitting to abusing power, but one of the first things he said to this guy, this lobbyist that he had just met, was talking about how he was bored of his wife and how he wants somebody more ambitious, and he only wants to fuck. Sorry, that's what he said. He only wants to F10s. And I don't know what you think. Is Fang Fang a 10? I mean, would you go that far with that?
I've never actually. I don't know what she looks like. But I got to correct you again. It's Fong Fong.
Fong Fong.
I believe it's
she did die in a plane crash a couple years ago.
Is that true?
Did she really?
What?
Yeah.
What? No.
Yeah.
You made that up.
No. No. She died in 2022 on a China Eastern plane crash. And it said I'm looking at Twitter from November 9th, 2023, where it says a year ago that she died in a plane crash. And then it emerged that Fang Fang, the chief financial officer of Dinglong Culture, died in the plane crash.
Wow.
In March 2022, she died in that plane crash.
But my entire point behind talking about this and why I think that it's such a big deal is because if he is willing to say these things to people he just met, doesn't know, didn't even know their names, what did he tell to somebody like Fang Fang?
Speaker Johnson needs to do something.
Right.
Speaker of the House needs to.
Okay, but let's get some of the meat here.
Sure.
Right, because I understand. We're all concerned about him. He's a Democrat. He's doing bad things. He talked about orgies on Capitol Hill.
Right.
What did he say?
Bragging about orgies on Capitol Hill. Talks about. I mean, it's almost like he was talking about it like it's an open secret, and that
it is.
Everybody. Yeah, we're right. I mean,
Madison Cawthorn warned everybody, and they called him a liar.
Right, and what did they do to him? They found a way to get rid of him. Yeah. But one of the biggest concerns that I had, listening to that conversation and. Was him talking about his time on the Intelligence Committee and how he wanted to literally subpoena Ivanka Trump because she was, hot as
AF.
Hot AF. But actually saying the words and then going on and on about it. This wasn't just a passing comment. He was talking about how we originally we're going to subpoena Jared Kushner, but I pushed to try to get Ivanka Trump in there too because man, she's just hot as. And,
wow.
And it's all on recording. I'm like, my God. I looked at my girlfriend and she looks back at me and I'm like, we couldn't believe what we were hearing, that this guy is saying this loudly in a public restaurant.
Yeah, keep in mind, this is a Monday night, too.
Right.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.